Streets don't love nobody. Gotta find a new route to make it out, man, cause streets don't love nobody. Used to think it was all good, but I found out the hard way. Streets don't love nobody. Used to think the streets was all I knew, but streets don't love nobody. Nah, streets don't love nobody.
Yo,
Yep.
what's going on? Welcome to another episode. As you know, I'm Vince.
I'm Var,
And today we got a guest.
my man, our main man, Jay.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jay. I'm an Open Doors member, reality poet, and co-director of our film Fire Through Dry Grass.
AKA I Eat It.
Oh,
AKA Gordo.
Yeah, so tell him a little bit more about yourself, how you started with Open Doors.
well, I'm one of the founding members. Back in 2016, I first got here from Henry J. Carter, and I met the guys. I ended up being in the same room with my RIP man Cruz, Tito, King Tito Love. We were in the same room, and he introduced me to these guys. And we ended up hanging out, being friends, and then we started hanging out outside in the tent, outside of the facility. And this lady, Jenny Lee Brewster, started approaching us, talking about writing workshops. And at first we were a little leery about her because she's a white lady, and we just, we thought that she probably was police or somebody that the facility had hired to find out things about us. But then she wasn't that. She actually was really good to us. She started on these writing workshops with us, and she started getting instructors, like poetry instructors, and we started writing poetry too. That's how we founded the Reality Poets.
All right, so tell him a little about what you do and have done, accomplishments.
Yes. I wrote a couple of poems that were selected for the New York University Literacy Review, and I was published twice, thankfully. It was the first experience of my life, accomplishing something. And then Vincent right here, my man V, started working with Viggz, and Viggz taught him how to use iMovie. And then Vince taught me how to use iMovie. But I liked it so much that I wanted more control over the files, what to do stuff. So I taught myself how to use Premiere Pro on the Adobe Cloud. I started editing videos, and I started teaching myself how to use that, how to use Adobe Premiere Pro, how to use After Effects and Photoshop. And then when COVID happened, we decided to make a film about, our experiences, what we was going through during COVID. And all of us got together, and we decided to have me be a co-director of this film. And we were working with one of my mentors from before, Alexi Neofitidis. We asked her to be part of the film, and she said she would. So I co-directed the film with her. And we all have part on the film. We all work together.
Well, hold up. You missing something.
What?
You forgot your first documentary.
Oh, yeah. The first editing job that I did was making a short film about Var, how he felt about Goldwater, and we went back with him over there.
We was riding, you was videoing that shit while we was riding.
Yeah, me and Var rode together to Cornell Tech, which is where Goldwater used to be, and I was filming him while he was writing.
Okay, yeah, I remember that video. That was like one of the first videos you did that you narrated. Yeah, so how you feel since Fire Through Dry Grass? Like, how was that process, and how you feel about the success of it?
I feel pretty good because I didn't really think that he was going to have the success that he did. And Fire Through Dry Grass have been everywhere, basically. It was on PBS, and then now it's on Amazon and Apple TV, Google Play also. And a lot of people have watched it, and we have received a lot of thoughts from people about how they feel about it. And also we have had a lot of people wanting us to do events for them, like speaking events. and workshops and talks about the film.
Actually, Viggz said he was watching the news the other day, whatever, and they was talking about Governor Cuomo, and but they said Viggz.
Yeah, they was just basically talking about how he handled the pandemic, and then it was like, yeah, if you didn't see Fire to Dry Grass, watch it. But basically, was saying that he should not be mayor for what he did when he was governor. Which yeah, definitely got my mixed feelings on that. Because he definitely didn't do
The right thing.
what he was supposed to.
Yeah.
So how can we, trust people like that to just run New York,
Yeah, it was basically like everybody was feeling that he just didn't have our best interest on his wishes, on what he wanted, on his plans, really. We also had a little read with the mayor, Mayor de Blasio, the fact that he didn't recognize that there was people living in color. Because he had a press conference in which he said color has 300 beds to be available for COVID, which is close. And there are 500 people living here. So, and just the fact that he just didn't know that, whether his aides didn't tell him, he was supposed to know that there were 500 people living here. And he just burst us off like it's close. We felt some type of way because of that.
Yeah, definitely did. Yeah, tell them about some of your what's next?
What's your next move?
Well, we have a couple of plans in which I wanted to make a feature film about a play that we did a few years ago called Fate, in which 5 disabled people own a barbershop and call her in the barbershop. But we need the funds for that. We were trying to get that together, but we decided that we was going to bring the play back, the actual play, bring it back, and then we go from there. And I want to make a film, of course. I want to make more films. I've been taking it easy because my health hasn't been the best the last couple of years. But that didn't stop me from finishing up Fire to the Grass. And I feel like I'm rested, and I want to work on another film. I'm looking around for something big to do, because I just don't want to do any type of film. I just want to do something kind of like the measures of Fire to the Grass, with something that moved us or moved our lives and the people that live here. So, just wait and see. Something's coming for sure.
Okay, Spank Lee.
Yeah, so if you haven't watched Fire to Dry Grass, go stream that.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime,
Definitely
Google Play,
watch that.
Apple TV. Stream it.
Please go watch that. It's something definitely to tune into.
Yeah, the film is not just about COVID. It's about our lives. The 4 members of the reality poets, how they dealt with COVID. Also how they dealt with COVID around the people that live in the facility, and how we deal with it, and how it changed us personally, emotionally, and physically.
Yeah, definitely changed us, and hoping that shit never comes back like the way it hit. It's still around, but just, yeah.
Well, besides you making movies and shit, tell them what you do in your spare time. Like, what's your favorite thing to do?
I like to play video games. I usually play video games, on my spare time.
Right.
And I like to watch movies and TV shows. I like to watch the Game of Thrones series a lot.
Hold on, you're forgetting one main one.
Oh, eating?
I do like to eat, but I don't eat as much as the guys say.
Bullshit. It's not a meal you don't like.
What the fuck? Didn't I just give up the exquisito meals when we do our show, our parties?
You ain't have no choice.
I could have said, let's get some exquisito for me.
You had no choice, man. You fell in love with that macaroni and cheese and fried chicken.
You been getting some soul.
Yeah, he been eating fried chicken a lot lately.
And the oxtail. Love the oxtail.
Nah, that Korean fried chicken, that's something different.
Yeah. I do like that
I'm
too.
about to press send on the order right after this. So, besides what you do on your free time, let's talk about, your relationship with Momo.
Yes. Momo is a dog that they gave us around 5 years ago to be a therapy dog at the facility. It's a yellow Labrador, and she's basically like my daughter. I always be in the library, and that's where she sleeps and lives and eats. So she's basically my dog. I take care of her, and lately she's been sick. I was really hurt because it looked like she was going to pass away, but thank God she didn't. She pulled through, and she's feeling much better right now, and that makes me very happy.
Yeah, I know that's your little sweetheart right there.
Yes.
Yeah, I ain't want to see you cry again.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Calling me 6:30 in the morning about her.
Oh,
And he said, "Yeah, man, your mom was sick, man." I'm like, "Oh shit, man."
man.
I felt that like when she got sick first, that it looked like she was going to go. I felt that like all the people that I love was going away because I lost Tito last year, and then now the dog. It was making me feel like what the fuck. I'm always losing somebody.
I mean, it gotta happen sometime, but
Yeah, when you say she a therapy dog, like how does she, help you more than she knows it?
Yeah. She gave me a purpose. Because of her, I wake up early in the morning every day, like around 6:30, to take her outside. And one of the things that I like the most is when I come in the morning and I open the door and she jumps all over me. It makes me feel so happy. It makes me feel loved. And I know that she wants me here because when she sees me, she right away she's happy too. She wants to hang out right next to me. It's like a mutual love, from an animal to a human being.
Yeah, and I asked you that because people really get attached to animals. Only one I can never get attached to is a damn cat. But, too sneaky for me. Like the other night, we sitting outside and one ran up on us. And asked for our album. Go ahead, kitty. You got it.
yeah,
All
it's
right.
funny.
I'm telling you, this is like baby lions, baby panthers. I'm telling you, especially the stray ones.
Yeah, sometimes they do get domesticated. Like when I was growing up in the Dominican Republic, we had a cat in my house, and it was like having a dog. He was lovable. He was nice. He always, they have their things. Like they like to sneak out a lot, and they like to steal food. But all animals do that. When you are not feeding them the way they're supposed to, they have to sneak in some food here and there.
Well, shit. Damn, man, every pet you had in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, I
was
was
like a
going
damn
to
dog.
say that. Let's talk about the cow that followed you to school in DR.
The fucking cow
Let's
followed
talk
me.
about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, wow. I used to live right behind my house with my family, so it was right behind my grandmother's house, and they had like a farm, and in this little farm they had different animals. They had cows, they had sheep, they had dogs, they even had pigs, and the cows, even though they are big, they are really lovable animals too. So I befriended a calf, and this calf grew up knowing me and hanging out with me.
You
And
go see it every day?
yes, so one day I was going to school, and for some reason the calf decided to follow me. So I'm thinking that he was gonna turn around and go back, but he followed me all the way to school. I'm talking about a mile and a half walk, because I used to walk to school.
You used to go over there and feed them and shit?
They eat grass, so whenever there was like leaves or something they wanted to eat, they just eat. So then he followed me to school, so I couldn't bring him in the school, of course. So thank God he had a rope, like a lasso, around his neck. So I just pulled it out and I tied her up to a tree. Went to school, and then when I came out, I came and unhooked it from the tree, and I brought it back with me. Brought him back with me.
So, was y'all raising these animals to eat?
Yes
Oh,
and no. Well, when you have a farm, you always need to have a bull, which is the one that's going to do the getting all the cows pregnant. And then, you got to have a few cows.
Hold on. So you made it a bull and a cow?
Yes. A bull is a male cow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now it makes a
Yeah.
little more sense.
So
tell you the truth, I never thought about that.
Technically,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah. So then they
I was
made,
about to say, what kind of meat do you call that then?
yeah, like what race is that? No, a bull is a male cow.
Niggas, that's a pit bull with a German Shepherd.
So then, you have, usually they give birth to like three babies, to three calves. And then, there's a lot of food around. All three will live, or sometimes just two. And then, usually what they do is that they sell one and they raise the other one until it's big and kill them and eat them.
Oh, wow.
And then, another thing they do, is that when they kill these cows, they just don't keep it from the family. They spread the meat around. So they keep out most of it, of course, but then they give to the neighbors and to the families.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. Spreading love.
So the one that used to follow you to school, did you ever have him on your plate?
What was that?
You end up having them as bacon?
No. Actually, that one became a bull because the bull got old, and we had to eat him because he wasn't able to get all the cows pregnant. So we had to eat him, and he became the bull.
Oh.
He took over.
Yeah.
So at what point do they become aggressive? The bulls. They all aggressive, They're like, y'all don't hop in a fence with them or.
Yeah. Well, they are territorial, but if they know you, it's okay. They don't mind you being around them. But now when it's somebody that they don't know, that's when they become territorial, and it's not like they want to attack you to kill you. They just don't want you in the property because they have like a sizable part of the land that they think is theirs. So if you step in there, they want to kick you out. So they get aggressive, but they're really it's just a show. It's just for show.
I would never step foot in that shit with them shits.
Nah, cause you
That
see
shit is dangerous.
how they be when they what you call that when they got the clown with the rag trying to dodge him. What you call that again? The bull ring or something?
Yeah, I forgot. When they don't do that in DR. But I know what you're talking about.
That shit dangerous, boy. I would never do no shit like that.
So you say you grew up in DR. How old was you when you came over here? And how did it feel leaving from DR to come into New York City at that?
Well, I first came in 1992 when I first got my green card. And I stood for like 2 weeks. And it was like so freaking different for me. It is, New York is a big city. I live basically in the country. So when I saw all the buildings and when my uncle took me to 42nd Street for the first time, I thought I was in the future. When I saw the cameras, the big TV, and all the cars passing by, I was like, wow. So then when I went back to DR, all I kept thinking was about coming back. I finished high school in DR, and then I stood 1 year over there until my mother brought me back over to live with her and to help her because she was by herself. And, I didn't know English yet. I might have known a word here and there. So I had to hang out with my cousin, which is like a couple of years younger than me, and his friends. And even though I didn't know English, they tried to teach me English. Little by little, I started understanding. I basically taught myself also how to speak English. And then, I got used to the way people live here. I got used to, getting jobs, doing things. One of the things that helped me also, advance in my knowledge of the country when I got into rap music. Because watching the rap videos, I started seeing what other people wanted to be, what other people wanted to desire. And a part of me wanted to be that too, to get that also. I wanted to fit in. So I think through my years living here, I have fit in pretty nice. If you think about when I first came here to live, no English, no knowing the language, or no knowing the culture, like I said, I think I have feeling pretty good.
Okay, so yeah, man. So you just brought up your uncle, and I remember one time you just tell us this hilarious story about your uncle and what he did to you, man. You feel like sharing it, man?
I don't mind. It is funny.
Hilarious.
Well, when I first got here, I had a little bit of a food problem. Not a little bit. I had a food problem in which, when you grow up in India, you don't have a lot of shoes. You're always wearing the same shoes. You don't have a lot of socks either. You're wearing the same socks too. So, just flat out, my feet stunk really, really bad. So, during the summer, one day I was in my uncle's apartment and I took my shoes off just to relax. And then that smell was all over the freaking apartment. And my uncle asked me to take my feet out the window. So he basically got a chair, sat me out the window with my feet out.
You say, here, air them shits out.
But then he went to the store and got me some spray sheet to take care of that.
God damn, say. Made you put your feet out the window?
Yes.
That shit was bad then.
That's my uncle for you right there.
Some funny shit right there.
Yeah, that's a story I could never remember. I remember the first time hearing it, I was dying. And just think about how he was like, yeah, hey, Poppy. No good, Poppy. No good. But yeah, but on your island, y'all share an island with Haiti.
Yes.
And you're from the country part, Like, is there a city part of DR?
Yes, it is. My town is like about 2 hours from the city.
Oh, okay.
It's a big city?
It's big, but not like as big as New York, of course.
What's the name of it?
Santo Domingo.
Oh, Santo Domingo.
The capital, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was just about to ask if it was like New York.
So how was that, like I know the history between, why y'all share an island and everything, but how was that? Like, I know y'all separated, right?
Yes.
By water, right?
No, yeah, actually, there's like a little river that you can walk through.
Oh, okay.
There is a border too, but it's like there's no border really because
it's not that far apart.
It's like so the Haitians can come over, whenever they feel like it.
Vice versa.
Yes, we don't really go over there.
But I'm saying if y'all wanted to, y'all could.
Yeah, of course. There's Dominicans over there, like they go and put businesses over there and shit like that.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy because it's like we don't have a problem going over there. We can just go, but they can just come over to our country.
Yeah, I know that. It'd be a problem and shit.
Yeah, they get deported.
Send you right back across the 2 feet river?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, it's crazy how that works. But you say they get deported, but they can also just cross right back whenever they're ready.
Yeah, because there's mountains, and there's also that the river is really long. So, they don't have to come over to where the border is. Or where the immigration is. They can come over from the other side. And that's what they do.
Oh, okay. So, boy, what you want to ask El Gordo?
I think you done had everything that you had to ask.
What's your future plans for Open Doors, man? What's your goals? Where you want to see Open Doors reach to?
I always say the sky is the limit. And we have, gone really, really far. If you think about the beginning of Open Doors to now, and it's going to get bigger, definitely. It's going to get bigger. It's going to get better for all of us. We are like I was going to say we are like a family, but we are not like. We are a family. We take care of each other. We make sure that everybody's doing good, that everybody, has what they need. And that's been going like that since we started. And I could see that it's going to keep going, and it's going to get bigger and better.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, man. Appreciate you coming from behind the camera, think for coming out, man. It's not the last time y'all see Jay. He usually behind that camera.
Yeah, Jay
With a
know
bag of
he's
chips.
the
Nah, I'm
cameraman.
playing.
He's the man behind the scene.
Yeah, I'm behind the camera having snacks and shit.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We out.
One, y'all.
All right. I see you guys.
Streets don't love nobody. Gotta find a new route to make it out.